Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and welcome to MCCA's Islamic Finance Question and Answer series. This video is part of a 4-episode series addressing contemporary issues into Islamic finance. As each episode builds on the one previous to it, for maximum benefit, it is recommended that you watch the episode previous to this one. Almir Colan, who is an Islamic finance expert and the founder and director of the Australian Centre for Islamic Finance, was interviewed for this series, and here is what he had to say. How does MCCA contracts comply with Islamic ethics and principles, especially the Ijarah contracts?
When we look at the Islamic way of doing business and transaction, there is a very simple rule that we have to understand, and that rule is that money cannot be sold at a profit. So that's a very simple rule. Just like you go to halal butcher and you ask what makes halal meat, there is one simple thing. At the basis, of course, there's many levels that this meat could be, fed differently and organized differently and so on, but there is, at the bottom line is one fundamental thing. Here in Islamic finance, we have a rule that for money to be useful, money must become some sort of a commodity. And then you sell that commodity for the profit. If you sell money as a commodity and you earn return, then this is a type of return that is not legitimate. And illegitimate profit is what we call riba, or interest. Okay? So the similarity between a normal profit from selling things or leasing them or getting some return on legitimate investment and selling money as a commodity is that one is halal, one is permissible, and other form of gain is something that Islam doesn't want to see. So based on this, Islamic institutions, they develop the product. So what they need to do, instead of selling you the money, which is what conventional banks are doing, they have to buy something. So they have to engage in real tangible activity. In this case, when we're dealing with the homes, home itself is the asset class. It is permissible to buy the home and then lease it or sell. So Ijarah means just a lease, okay? And it's been designed in such a way. And of course, you have to keep in mind the environment where we are in, where regulators don't want financial institutions to purchase real things. You see? They want you just sell money. They don't want banks or finance firms or to purchase suddenly assets and then sell them and so on. You understand? So they make a distinction between these two things. What we are saying, for the purposes and to satisfy Sharia requirement, we need to engage in business a little bit differently. And what's that difference is where all of these lawyers come in, law structures, and even in Victoria, for example, we have exemption from stamp duty in order to facilitate for these transactions. So now Islamic financial institution has to purchase something, and they can have two options. One is to sell you at a specific price with a markup and their profit and so on, because as you know, interest-free financing is not profit-free financing. They are two different things. So here they are making their profit by engaging in a permissible sale. In the case of MCCA, they do, instead of a sale, they do a lease, because it's something that we are in this environment familiar with. We understand. We have a car leases, we have technology leases. So people understand the lease. And lease lends itself to Islamic finance. It's a permissible activity where you are giving someone a benefit of using the home, and through that you structure the way for them to become the owners at the end. So lease is Islamically permissible contract. Of course, it has to satisfy certain Islamic requirements, but in its core, lease is permissible. And if you look at the similar arrangement, you will find them in all majority Muslim countries. They would do the lease, and it is something that scholars have accepted. And alhamdulillah for that we can utilize these structures to make an arrangement that works for us in this context.